Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. I want to share with you 6 lessons I've learned in my life through my experiences that allowed me to create a life of abundance, to create a life of love, a life I love. And I want to share those lessons with you. I wrote them down as I was meditating in the morning. So the first thing I've learned in my life, if you want to win big, in your life, my friend, the first lesson is to stop chasing happiness. You know, sometimes we say, well, it doesn't make me happy, right? I'm not happy right now. So often people think they should do something that brings happiness to them. But what I've learned in my life is that we should stop chasing happiness, because happiness is a product of a well-lived life, not a meaning of life. It rather reflects back to us how meaningfully we're living. So happiness is always a byproduct. Right now, I'm living a life of happiness, but as I was building this life, I was not always happy. I was struggling with my past traumas. I was sometimes pushing too hard. Sometimes I was working too hard. So I was not always happy when I was building the life that I'm living right now. But I knew back at that time that sometimes I just have to push through if I want to recondition myself to a new state of being. Sometimes I have to work hard because I have so many old programs that are not supporting the life I want to live. So it's not always about happiness. It's about meaning. It's about purpose. It's about having a vision, having a drive, being inspired to live a greater life, and knowing that you deserve a life of your dreams, knowing that you deserve whatever life you want to live, and knowing that you're worthy of whatever you're imagining. And to know that you're worthy, it really needs to come from within. It's not something that somebody says to you. You know, if you want to live a life where you're constantly winning, even losing needs to be seen as a win, because even when you lose something, it only creates space for something new. So everything is a win. Universe has this law of win-win situation. When you lose something, you actually get an opportunity to recalibrate yourself so you can change your energy for something new, right? So it's always a win-win situation, a win for your growth and a win for the universe, because it pushed you to make a breakthrough, to create something new. So it's always a win-win situation. But do not chase happiness. Create happiness by changing your life, restructuring your life. Morning routines, midday routines, before bed routines. Make sure that you have well-structured life so you can live more creatively, so you can tap into the flow state more often. This is one of the most important lessons if you want to win big in life, my friends. The second one is that things you want usually don't happen at the time you want. And often disappointment of not getting it kills your enthusiastic spirit, and that prevents you from building a great life. So rather focus on building skills, knowledge, and experience, because with great skills come great creations and eventually results. With great knowledge come answers and eventually realizations. And with great experience or experiences come great wisdom that will stay forever printed in your soul. And, you know, as African proverb says, however long the night, the dawn will break. And that is a great reminder, you know. Often people wait that their lives will change, only because they're not focusing on what can actually they learn during this phase of preparation, right? During this phase when things are not working out. What kind of skills could you actually embody? You know, when I was learning to paint, I've started out of nothing. At the time I've started painting, I've opened my company with an intention that I will sell my art. So I've opened my company at the time when I actually had almost no paintings, and at the same time I was actually learning to paint, but I had that vision that through my paintings I can change the world. With my paintings I can actually inspire millions of people all around the world to live greater lives. So because of that vision I had a drive, because of that vision I had inspiration to move on, right? So it's not about waiting the results, it's about creating the results by building the skill, right? And if we have a great vision for the future, we'll have a drive to keep learning, to keep upgrading our skills. You're skillful at something, you're talented at something, you're gifted at something, but you have to recognize what it is so you can start learning more about what kind of possibilities exist if you just put a bit more work into that whatever thing. So focus on building skills, focus on building knowledge, acknowledge yourself with possibilities. We're living in incredible times where so much is possible for all of us, and get yourself into new experiences. Keep exposing yourself to new people, to new events, to new whatever, whatever you're doing, keep exposing yourself. Sometimes people write me, hey, I would love to expose myself, but I'm afraid that maybe I will get drained out, maybe the energy there will be really dark, Those are fears, and your fears, the purpose of your fears is to block you so you would not step outside of the comfort zone. So you have to know yourself to such a degree that you recognize that your fears do not belong into your future. So if you want to expand your life, you have to expand your experiences. And your fears want to prevent you from expanding your experiences because it's much more comfortable to be in the comfort. So learn to do it anyway. Doesn't matter how afraid you feel. If you have well-structured life and you know how to take care of yourself, and you know that you have to rejuvenate, that you have to recharge your batteries at the time of need, you will be okay. You will be fine. You can, protect your energy. You can practice different methods for protection of your energy, but never allow your fears to prevent you from going after your dreams, my friends. And remember that however long the night, however long nothing is happening, the dawn will break. At some time, at some point, the sun will come out, and you will start experiencing your manifestations. The third reminder, the third insight or lesson I've learned is that don't look at your past as something to be defined, but rather see it as a phase of preparation. If you want to win big in life, my friend, don't look at your past as something to be defined, but rather see it as a phase of preparation. You would most probably never make yourself ready to be a healer, to be a leader, to be a teacher, or the source of wisdom, or whatever, wherever your life is taking you. So life may have subjected you to its most significant challenges to activate your sense of purpose and service within. So do you know what it means? It means that because you would most probably never make yourself ready, life created challenges for you. So it would activate within a sense of purpose, a sense of service. When you go through deep challenges and traumas and wrongdoings and hurts, those are activations. So you would recognize, well, it's wrong, it's not righteous. The human behaviors I've been through, it's not righteous. So I want to be a messenger of that. I want to speak righteousness, right? I want to be an example of righteousness. I want to learn how to heal this wound so I can become a healer for those who are hurting, right? All our past hurts are just activations for our gift. Remember that. That's why I say that your past shouldn't define you, but actually prepare you for your life's purpose, for your life's mission. And, again, an African proverb says, smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. If we want to be skillful at life, skillful at anything, we have to go through all kinds of heavy things, but learn to thrive through them, even though it's not always easy, even though we may lose ourselves, even though we may drain out our batteries, even though we may feel exhausted, even though we may cry out of misery. We know that there's a part of us that just needs to recharge, right? There's a part of us that requires forgiveness. There's a part of us that requires self-love. There's a part of us that requires acceptance. And more than anything, we have to learn to tap into that part of us so we can recognize that we are in the phase of preparation. So remind yourself, if you want to win big in life, you have to look at your past as a phase of preparation, and you have to recognize into what kind of version of yourself your life is waking you up to, right? Recognize that, and your traumas will most probably navigate you to answers. Because I was raised up in a family that was really emotionally close. We were not hugging each other. We were not expressing to one another how we feel or what to do with what we feel. So for my whole childhood and even later in life, I never knew how to overcome my shame. I never knew how to express myself. Until I've recognized, well, maybe it's a lesson for me to learn by myself how to express my emotions, how to honor myself, how to actually respect myself to such a degree that I will learn to express all kinds of states I am in, right? And I became quite good at it, so I became a messenger of all of that. And that's where I've recognized, well, maybe I'm the one who's healing the wounds in my family tree, so the path can become easier, or maybe just more acknowledging for those who will walk after me. And that is something truly beautiful that activates within all of us once we recognize that our past is not something to be defined by, but rather a phase of preparation. The fourth insight is that being a better person, right? Sometimes I say to you, don't look at your past as something to be defined by, but actually look at it as being inspired by it to be better. To be better doesn't mean to have more and to prove them wrong. Sometimes people say, I will prove them wrong out of anger or out of whatever. I will prove them wrong, right? But being better doesn't mean to have more or to prove them wrong. It means to be more virtuous, more joyful, healthier, and more peaceful. And that requires constant reflection on your triggers, on questioning your beliefs, and redesigning your vision for the future so you stay inspired to move forward in life rather than staying lost in reminiscence, right? To be better doesn't mean that you have to, that you are not enough, that you are broken right now. To be better just means that you acknowledge yourself for who you are and you become a bit more virtuous, right? What is a virtue? Virtue is like a good habit. Virtues are good habits. Ancient philosophers were exploring this part of us. We're all born with natural gifts and talents, but we don't naturally evolve into them. We have to embody certain habits that allow us to live a life of purpose, a life of righteousness, a life of meaning, a life of practical intelligence. We have to train ourselves to live a life like that, and to train ourselves we have to be virtuous. We have to develop certain habits that will allow us to do so. Right? So to be joyful in life, we have to learn to be joyful. It's not something that happens. It's not something that we manifest. It's something that we develop. Like today, I woke up and I said, well, I will meditate for 1 hour to shift my energy. I will prepare myself for the day. And you know what? After the meditation, I felt more joyful. I was proud of myself. I was grateful that I took time to do the work. And as you prepare yourself for the day, the whole day starts to work more coherently. More synchronicity starts happening, and you recognize, well, I've designed my life to be joyful, right? And when I have work to do, I will do it with joy because I know it's part of my mission. It's part of my purpose. So it doesn't matter at what stage of your evolution you are, you have purpose. And the purpose may not be something big. Sometimes people hope, oh, I wish I would have a connection with my spirit guide so I could channel them. Well, it's not an easy job, my friends. So wherever you are, be joyful about it. Because in whatever kind of version of yourself you're evolving, you have to evolve into that version of yourself with joy. It's not about comparing yourself with others, but comparing yourself with yourself from the past, and know that today's beginner is tomorrow's master. Whatever you're beginning today, you're mastering tomorrow. So keep reminding yourself of the importance of virtuous life, the importance of building a life of health and building a life around your inner peace, and keep searching for possibilities to make it happen, to make it possible. The fifth lesson is that if you don't have a vision for how you want to live your life and who you are becoming, you will most probably become who your environment told you to be. So please be an artist of your own story and make a high quality plan for its initiation. This is something that I'm often reminding you. If you want to win big in life, you firstly have to have a vision of how it looks like. What's a life of winning, right? For me, winning is to wake up inspired, to have beautiful relationships around me, and wherever I go, I can be in gratitude. That is winning for me. And when I'm in those states, I am creative. And when I'm creative, I have great ideas. And when I have great ideas, I can make something out of them. I will find a way. When I'm dealing with challenges, when I was dealing with financial challenges in the past, I tapped into my creative ideas and I found a way. I found solutions to make more streams of income and so on. When we are dealing with certain health situations, we are surrounded with knowledge. We are surrounded with creative ideas that can help us to improve our lives, but we have to learn to tap into it. So we need to have a vision, Take a piece of paper and write down what is a life of winning for yourself, not what you've been programmed to believe, like millions of dollars and this car and this jewelry and whatever, but truly think about how would it feel like if you would be constantly winning in life, and how would it feel like if you could also look at challenges from a state of gratitude. How much your life would be different if you would feel excited for moving through hard moments, and you would be grateful for even for those who hurt you. You would be able to forgive them. How would it feel if you would have less anger within your heart and more joy for what you can create, more joy for the life you're creating, so you can fall in love with the vision of your future and you can start making that vision possible? How would it feel like, right? And then ask yourself what kind of life you can actually create. What are the things you desire? And how would it feel if you would already have them, so you can feel inspired to make it possible? Maybe no one in your family did it, and because of that you feel it's impossible. But if you surround yourself with books, with knowledge, with those who are already there, through podcasts, through videos, through books, through whatever, you will feel a bit more empowered, and you will recognize, actually, I can do it because I've decided that I can do it. And that is power. So you have to empower yourself with the right tools and with the right knowledge and with the great vision for the future. You have to be driven by a vision rather than be limited by your memories. Be driven by a vision. And the sixth reminder, the sixth lesson that is truly powerful, is I've learned that there are three rules that will keep making breakthroughs in your life. 3 rules that will keep making breakthroughs in your life if you want to win big. The first one is consistency. The second one is improvement. And the third one is forgiveness. Consistency will nurture the seeds. Improvement will help you find new ways to grow. And forgiveness will free you from the bondage of your past hurts. And that is powerful. And I know sometimes you may say, I can't forgive those who hurt me. Or sometimes people say, I have forgiven, but I can't forget. In other words, it means I can't forgive, right? Because they think that through forgiveness, they are allowing themselves to accept what they did, even though they did unacceptable things. But forgiveness is rather inner emotional release. We do it for ourselves. It doesn't mean that through forgiveness now you accept that they hurt you. Through forgiveness, you give an honor to yourself that what they did was wrong, but you are willing to let go of that pain because it is not helping you to be a better person, right? If you don't heal the past wounds, you will embody them. And most probably you will keep a pattern going that was conditioned into you by hurt people. And only through acceptance that it was not our fault. Whatever we've been through, it was not our fault. Most probably it was also not their fault, as we're carrying within our DNA for 16 generations of memories, of hurts, of pain. Most probably it was not their fault as well. They just had no idea how to deal with their pain, so they did what was wrong and unacceptable. So love yourself to such a degree that you start to understand that it was not your fault. It was not your fault. Your pain, the wrongdoings you've been through, it was not your fault. There's nothing wrong with you that you've been exposed to that. You're not broken one because you've been exposed to that. But to heal that, to acknowledge that, to find a way to release that is your responsibility. And every single day you can do a work of self-love. Every single day you can read something that can help you to acknowledge your hurts. Every single day you can step a bit closer into a deeper love you feel towards yourself. Every single day you have another opportunity, and that is constant improvement, right? Improvement doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means that there's a greater potential within you that can be embodied by consistent work, by work of self-awareness. All healing is done through self-awareness, but sometimes we can't heal what we can't reveal to ourselves, right? So we have to acquire greater knowledge that can help us to see what we couldn't saw before. So keep learning, keep improving your knowledge, your skills, your abilities, your awareness, and stay consistent with that work. Whatever you're working on, consistency, improvement, and forgiveness will get you to where you want to be. So, my friends, I believe in you. I love you all. Thank you all for being here today. And I hope you found something valuable so we can win big in life. My friends, till next time, I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings in power. And thanks to all of you for supporting my art in our Etsy shop. I Draw My Passion. You're all truly appreciated. Till next time, one love.